So one potential advantage of Seaborn scatter plots that you can see from the output is that the latitude and longitude, the X and Y labels, are provided. So how do they do that? Well, they're assuming that the columns have been named properly and they're using the column names. You could certainly overwrite those, but if you have nice column names, that's great. You don't actually need to. So let's deal with the sizing of these. Now there's something really cool that you can do. Okay, I'm going to copy the code, put it down into the coding cell underneath. And what we're going to do here is we're going to add a new parameter. It's actually called size. Okay, now you can have the dots vary by the size value of a given column. So it's actually another, you could say, it's another like column of information here. And so, for instance, what is the value of the house? You know, bigger is worth more, or you could pick like total bedrooms, right? Of the areas are worth more. I mean, there's not a right or wrong. Like you can explore and pick something. I want to see how they look in terms of the values. I'm going to pick median house value. And so the idea here is that what you're going to see is that the larger the size of the dot is, the greater the value of the house is. Okay, and so let's now look at this new plot. Let's see what type of variation we get. And you can see, it's a little hard to see. There is a key that Seaborn provides to you. And for me personally, I think that this range is too small, meaning that you can't differentiate the sizes of the dots that well. And so here's the code to deal with that. You put in sizes and you can specify a range. And let me just try something like 20 to, let's make it, well, let's just say 500. Okay, so then now 20 is the smallest, 500 is the largest. I'll have to get the units for those. Go ahead and run the code again. And now you can see it's much more clear. And you can adjust accordingly and say, okay, maybe that's too big. Why don't we make it a little smaller? Maybe up to 200. Let's see what we get there. And I think maybe a little bigger, right? Maybe we'll hit right the balance, maybe even 350, a pure balance. I kind of like bigger in general when plotting because I think you can see more. And now that's really nice. And what we're seeing, which is not surprising, is that on the coast of California, right, generally speaking, especially in Southern California and Central California, what we're seeing is larger, greater house values, whereas when you're pretty far inland, we're seeing that the median house values are not nearly as much. So simply by adding this one parameter, size equals df median house value, we're able to gain a lot more information from the scatter plot.